Hi everyone. One of the keys to business success is good communication. That is verbal or even non-verbal, although the latter seems to play a more crucial role. As they say, actions speak louder than words. So what does these body stories tell you, and how can it help advance your professional or even personal life? To find out more about this, we're joined by Kun Alisa Lohit Navi, Managing Director of Image Matters Asia. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you very much for joining us. It's good to
You're
have you
welcome.
back, and it's been quite some time.
It's been 7 years, hasn't it?
I think about 4 years that we
right,
met last
okay.
time. We spoke about. From there, you have expanded into MPA, Movement Pattern Analysis. So,
yeah.
what is it about, and why has it become so important today?
Okay, well, basically, as you know, I started off as an image consultant, and my plan was to do that for 3 years because I wanted to get into nonverbal communication because I think it's very important. That's why I did lie detection, body language, and facial expressions. Nonverbal is very, very important because it's 80% of communication. A lot of the times, I have to say, when I did my lie detection courses, a lot of times we were taught, or I was taught, that when you listen to someone, because we're all taught to listen well, to speak well. Not many people are taught to read all the nonverbal cues. You know what I mean? So I've been taught to, when I analyze videos, I'm supposed to turn off the sound and just watch the bodies
So
and
it's
how they move.
purely
Yeah,
body
and how they
movement.
move. And it's all connected inside, outside, right? You're happy, you show it. You're not happy, you can see it. So basically, it's body and mind, connection. And we call it body in motion. And there is this science called movement pattern analysis. What I do is only part of movement pattern analysis. I do movement in communication. So basically what I do is I analyze someone's movement pattern, and I tell them what I see or what other people see or the impression other people get from watching them. And then I tell them how to change it so they can communicate better.
So how do you actually measure or decode these movements?
Well, basically, like today, you saw when you came in, we have 6 TV hosts, TV actors, and all that. None of them has ever been trained. None of them has ever gone to acting school. So they have no clue what they're doing. They just know they liked. They have, like a million fans and all that. And so what they wanted to know today was, if I was someone who didn't know them, which I didn't know any of them, I didn't know any of them at all, how would I feel watching their interviews or their acting or their, like TV host assignments? So I did my homework, and then in class I'd tell them how I felt about them. And that sort of reflected their self-rating of themselves, of their own personalities. So when I was correct, that's when they thought, oh wow, okay, this person really saw what I'm all about, you know what I mean?
Because generally, you are not aware of yourself, how people see you.
No, we're not.
In any industry. Doesn't have to be a television host.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So you're not aware. So when they were told, and then I would say things like, your body stories is interfering with the way you're communicating, which normally means maybe, our body stories is the way we raised. Whether we're raised by our parents, by a single mom, a tough mother, a split family, away from your parents, education background, social background, whether you were accepted in your circle, you know what I mean? Whether you have confidence, you don't. Experiences you've obtained throughout your life, and that's called body stories. And a lot of times when we communicate, these body stories do come out. That's why when you look at someone, you think, wow, this person looks so nasty. They probably feel pretty awful inside because they probably are not very nice or very caught up in, a lot of negative feelings, you know what I mean? So you can see that, and that's what you call body story. Like sometimes, let's say for example, we had a gentleman today who's a TV host who's very distant from other people, even when he was interviewing. And that's all because he has issues with trust.
I see.
So you have to deal with that, or he has to deal with that. in order to move on and be able to do interviews where he would be able to ask difficult questions or intimate questions, deep questions, and be trusted. So in order for him to be trusted, he has to give trust first. But nobody's ever told him that. But when I told him and I said, so tell me what hurts you the most, then he would, he started telling us his story, and I say, you do have issues with trust. And he would say, yeah, that's right, I do.
So that's when he realized.
Yeah, and that's when he realized.